let's zoom out and talk about play to earn and the metaverse in general. And for this next question, I'm going to lump them all into one, both play to earn and the metaverse. Feel free to separate them. You guys have a very unique experience where you came from a gaming studio, creating your own IP, creating your games already, and then got into play to earn and the metaverse. So how do you see this space evolving, let's say by 2030? How will play to earn games in the metaverse, include film in there if you want, look?
I think they're going to look, people talk about VR, virtual reality, and that kind of thing moving into it. I do think that that's going to come along, but I also am more of an AR fan, and I think bringing them into the real world as opposed to wrapping people in a complete virtual world, I see that as the future of the metaverse and what we're doing right now. So it's a bit more socially aware. In particular, when it comes to where the metaverse trends, you've got huge companies trying to come in there and fight and almost try and claim it for themselves. So I see a kind of war breaking out between decentralized aspects of people wanting to shape their own, and then these big corporations moving and trying to take a piece of the metaverse. So I see a real balance being at play now between, can we keep the metaverse decentralized, or is it going to just become another thing that's owned by the powerful? From the gaming aspect, I see a lot more retail people eventually making their way into the metaverse. But again, I just pray that the whole synergy and the whole kind of idea behind the metaverse is not lost when these retailers come in and these companies start expanding these worlds for themselves. I do think that the most popular ones will be the most decentralized ones, because I think people crave originality and they crave a level of freedom, and that's the kind of nature of the metaverse. Yeah, so that's what I'd say there. Jarno?
Jarno, thank you. Yeah, the competition's only going to get a lot more advanced in this space, and you're going to get some huge companies eventually making a leap into here that are very talented beyond what we've got right now. So the competition's only going to get really tight with the quality. And if you've not got a distinct vision as towards what your metaverse is exactly going to look like, even if it's niche and story driven, right, and small, you're pretty much going to be screwed in the future. You're going to seed most of the users to far more talented people. So you're going to have whoever's in charge of each metaverse, they're going to have a real vision and a real headstrong sort of outlook towards what exactly they're building and why they're building it, because there's going to be a lot more people coming in. Because we're cozily based in the horror world, we've got a very USP there versus others, and there's a lot of creative freedom we've got because we're very niche based. So we see ourselves as very well positioned to be able to create, even if we have another 3 horror projects come in. You know what, horror is so original and so distinct. What we're going to be building is going to have a base that's always in demand versus a lot more generic people that are in the space now are coming in. So I think the whole space is going to merge, but there's going to have to be a lot more advanced blockchain tech in terms of how you onboard users still from even now. And so credit card transaction fees in particular will have to be lower to purchase crypto, because a lot of people are going to be wanting to sell NFTs at a very much lower price in the future. They're not always going to be as inflated as they are now, and people like buying an NFT for $2 and paying a huge transaction fee. That's not going to happen. So we're going to have to see the credit card transaction companies actually come in more to this space and allow people to buy crypto a lot more easier as well for this to really work in the future. Go on, Pat.
No, one other thing I just want to talk about the metaverse in general is that you need to make sure that whatever metaverse you really put as an investor or someone as a gamer you get involved with, that they've got the true spirit of offering as much to the community as they can to shape that world without a level of censorship. So I think that's going to be key as well. When you look at these metaverse projects, how open are they to the community shaping key aspects of it? And how much will they keep that going, right, going forward for many years to come? The true nature of metaverse, in my opinion, means a lot of things to a lot of people, but decentralization and community driven. So pick your team wisely. That's all I'd say.
And truly, in my opinion, the ones that make it has to be fun to play, and it's all about the community. That those people are the ones really in charge.
Grassroots going forward and having a community outside of crypto speculation is incredibly important, right? So that's the route we're already taking, as opposed to just pure speculation and hype. It's more at how can we engage people on the grassroots level in horror, and how can we get them involved in our project and give them opportunities early on to seize on the upcoming trends. So we're kind of taking a long route for that, but it's going to be a route that plays out in the truest form and with the most success because of it. So yeah.
Maybe this next question's a dumb one. Both you can let me know.
It's a dumb one.
Oh, okay. Hey, good night, everybody. But real quick, by 2030, will there just be a million different metaverses out there, all interoperable? Like as many metaverses there are as like game studios or just games, like, or will it be narrowed down to like a top 1,000 or something?
That's a really good question, actually, because I think it's going to be fragmented a lot. But a lot of people that come in and maybe try create them, sadly going to not succeed, because just like creating a good game that people are going to want to play, it's a lot of hard work. And we even see someone as big as Mark Zuckerberg failing and pouring billions into it, reading articles. I already thought what he was building looked really generic. So the idea that someone who's got loads of money can suddenly create a sustainable metaverse, no chance. So the people that are going to survive in it are projects that are driven at the top and going down by people that really want to bring entertainment and not just crudely generate money, right? I don't think there's going to be thousands and thousands of metaverses, because I think it takes a lot of money to maintain, or a lot of manpower at least, right? I think there'll be maybe a handful of really big players, and then maybe I'd say hundreds of metaverses can sustain themselves, because there's a huge gamer base out there, right? Gaming's still growing 10% every year. And even from a film aspect, I think that's still not been tapped into yet. And that part about it, of maybe gamified films, which is what we're playing into, that potentially has a lot of opportunity to have some sort of sustainable metaverse mainly. So I'd opt for the hundreds rather than the thousands there, or the tens of thousands, is my own opinion on it.
Crazy to think about where crypto will be, not just the metaverse, but crypto in general, and even the metaverse by 2030.
Right. No one knows, right? No one knows for sure. There's a lot of predictions.
I see it as some kind of dystopian competition where you'll have some big players with their metaverse dragging in people, and then you'll have this kind of underworld, maybe Matrix style, in the core of the earth, where they're kind of keeping hold of the decentralized aspects, and people that want to go in and find the edgier or the more free content, those kind of places will operate in the background. So, and we are going to be one of those.
Yes, great perspective. To watch the full conversation, there's a link down below in the video description. And if you're interested in learning more about cryptocurrency, click subscribe right now. We drop a video every single day. You do not want to miss one. See you tomorrow.